Alright. So, we just finished essentially beating the crap out of Chris's campaign to get the rest of the emblems for his campaign. May I just say, I think we can both agree we are never touching his campaign again unless necessary.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, so I'm going to go down. As you can see, we got everything from his campaign. I'm just going to go through each and we're going to read the ones we haven't done. I went ahead and clicked on all of them just to turn them into papers because I'm OCD and seeing the random stars was bothering me.
Okay.
First one. So we're going to alternate between reading. I'll read the first one.
Sure.
Chris Redfield is a 39-year-old BSAA operative working for its North American branch. He was the leader of Alpha Team until he suffered post-traumatic amnesia and wound up a belligerent drunk in the underbelly of Eastern Europe. Around this time, a biohazard outbreak in China shocks the world. Piers, his teammate on Alpha, finds Chris and convinces him to resume his leadership role in the BSAA, and more like forces him. Despite his memory loss, Chris retains the fortitude and leadership skills that make him one of the BSAA's top agents. So may I just... The one thing that bothered me about Chris's campaign, why would you have an amnesiac lead your team?
I asked that too.
I mean, I guess he only has no memory of that one incident and still remembers the rest of, like, his training and his missions.
Still.
It's just that one, yeah, with PTSD, why would you have a guy with PTSD leading your team? I guess they literally couldn't find anyone else. But.
Or, like, maybe, Piers was the actual leader, and, he was just go along with it.
Alright, BSAA.
Okay, the BSAA, in the wake of Umbrella Corporation's dissolution in 2003, many other pharmaceutical companies saw bioorganic weapons research enter the black market, whether in the hands of organized crime or terrorists. Bioweapons were destroying lives around the world. In response to voices calling for action to be taken, the Global Pharmaceutical Consortium, don't think that's an actual thing, formed the BSAA.
Well, you skipped like a whole line there.
Initially, the BSAA was a civilian organization with advisory status, but as the threat posed by bioterrorism spread, the UN decided to sponsor the group in order to have a quick response force that could deal with threats around the world. With its new sponsorship in place, the BSAA gained the authority to carry out investigations in countries the world over and to make arrests wherever dispatched.
So basically like the army and police combined into one.
Yeah.
Juavo. The C virus will turn human hosts into creatures called Juavo. These creatures lose all self-control, but they fail to exhibit any noticeable drop in mental functions. This would explain reports of Juavo skillfully handling firearms and communicating with other Juavo in their country's native tongue. Juavo will tend to follow the final orders they were given before being infected with the C virus, and they will do this with no thought for their own safety or well-being. The virus creates an intense febrile state in the host, and the more the host is damaged, the higher it becomes. Many Juavo have been seen to succumb to their wounds, burning to death in bright hot flames that engulf their bodies.
Ooh.
Which we see mainly in Jake and Sherry's campaign.
Yeah. After the C virus turns an infected human into a Wavo, the host will continue to mutate, and the mutation usually occurring in a specific section of its body. When a host's body is damaged, the regenerative process expertise of the C virus will attempt to repair the damage. The repair places normal human tissue with chitinous insect-like appendages. In some cases, the repairs take on utilitarian purposes, replacing arms with scythe or shield-like appendages. Other reports say that some Javo have sprouted wings, and gained the ability to fly. Certain mutations, like the aforementioned wings, have been observed on numerous occasions. The exact number of types of mutations that actually exist is unknown.
Someone has probably already made a YouTube video with every single different type in RE6.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that's a thing. Piers Nivens. Piers Nivens is a 26-year-old BSAA operative working for its North American branch. Chris Redfield is his commanding officer. His hand-eye coordination and concentration skills are without peer, making him the BSAA's top-ranking sniper. Yeah, because he has infinite ammo. He can react quickly to the changing conditions on a battlefield, and as such, he will usually find a way to complete his mission in spite of any adverse conditions. Like sticking the C-virus in his no-longer-there arm. A serious and determined man in battle, he still has time to offer a kind word for his fellow soldiers. It is these qualities that cause his CO to comment that the future of the BSAA rests on the shoulders of men like him. Nivens himself prefers not to think of his team as subordinates, but as members of a big family. He believes that the strength of the BSAA hinges on the bonds of all its agents. He holds Captain Redfield in the highest respect, and Captain Redfield trusts him implicitly.
Ooh.
Romance at its finest. Also, may I point out this music?
Yeah. Ogreman is a type of BOW used by the Serbian insurgents during the civil war in Edonia. Ogreman is derived from the Serbian word for ogre and man.
Really?
Yes. As the name would suggest, this creature is one of the largest stable bows known to exist. Its strength is incalculable as its range and bolt sizes.
Really, Zero?
And it is violent and destructive. These BOWs lack intelligence and will act on orders they are given without thought or hesitation.
So this is the big guys that we fought in,
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys that we had to run on their hands and pull the giant thing and stick it in their back. Okay. At least they have the fact that they have an official name. The C-virus will turn human hosts into creatures called Juavo. I don't know why I pronounce it Juavo. I think that's how Sherry pronounces it. The virus mutates the host in horrific ways, and it is the latest bioorganic weapon to threaten the safety of the world. One of its first known uses was as a health-preserving drug given to mercenary soldiers in one of Eastern Europe's many internecine conflicts. Following its use in Europe, many Juavo-like creatures began to turn up around the world. The C stands for chrysalid, as the virus will encase a human host in a cocoon-like shell before its final mutation. Napad
is a creature that results from a high-level mutation brought on by exposure to the C virus. And Napad is derived from the Serbian word for basalt. This creature has a hard protective epidermis, as well as a dense, tough musculature. He attacks by swinging its large, powerful arms recklessly, and when excited, it has been observed to thump on its chest much like a gorilla.
Oh, so these are the guys that were, in that one area where we were like, can we beat all these guys? And we get like, what, 2,000 skill points for killing them?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're like mini tanks.
Yep.
Is what I would describe
their standard body temperature is much higher than a Yavo's. It's so high, in fact, that its body continuously gives off steam in order to maintain a non-life-threatening temperature level. How it manages to give off steam without dehydrating itself is unknown. Any damage to the creature, whether by gunshot or blunt force trauma, will chip away at its shell-like exterior, revealing its softer muscle tissue underneath. The nerve center under the shell on the back is very sensitive. Damage this area will kill the creature instantly.
Really?
I had to try some.
I'm getting all the profiles. Finn McCauley is a 22-year-old BSA operative working for its North American branch. The first real action he sees is in Adonia's Civil War. Chris Redfield is his commanding officer. Damn it. I'm out of breath for some reason. He is honest and sincere, if somewhat timid. As an explosive expert, he is tasked with destroying barricades and anti-aircraft gun turrets. Unfortunately, he falls victim to Ada's machinations. Oh god, I can't say that word. Succumbing to an infection that turns him into one of the very BOWs he was tasked with fighting. After losing his humanity during the transformation into a mindless creature, he is killed by BSA support troops dispatched to Edonia to dispose of the BOWs. Machinations. I don't know why I was having such a hard time with that word.
Chris's amnesia. He suffered he suffered the post-traumatic amnesia after he and his team were caught in a trap sprung by Ada Wong in the Republic of Edonia. Most of his team died, and an unconscious Chris was brought to a local hospital. Upon waking, Chris had no recollection of who he was or what he had occurred, but his mind was racked by an overwhelming and inexplicable guilt. Chris decided to run away, and he left the hospital before anyone could check on him. Until Piers Nivens and the BSAA found him, Chris lived as a moody and violent drunk. That's, yeah, basically it.
So so we were wrong in that fact because we assumed he just didn't have any memory of that incident, but he didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
That makes even less sense that they would still bring him back. But okay. Bosawan is a shantytown district located in the Chinese city of... Oh god, you give me Chinese names? I can't pronounce these names. Of Wyatt, built around the remains of a ruined fortress. Chris Redfield? Yeah, I'm yawning. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm not even tired. I think it's because I'm reading out loud. It's causing me to be short of breath. Because I'm not used to reading so much out loud. Chris Redfield and the Alpha team chase away a BOW with a highly developed camouflage ability to this area. In the early 20th century, the area was a base of operations for British colonialism. The Emperor of China was able to rally the surrounding peoples to extirpate the British from their land. Following British abandonment, the areas of Bosawan lapsed into a lawless zone. With no one in control, people started building dwellings haphazardly until they piled up in the current labyrinthine mess the district is today. That's... makes a lot of sense now.
The Iluzuaja is a creature that results from high-level mutation brought on by exposure to the C virus. It's derived from Serbian for phantom. This creature closely resembles a large snake, one that can camouflage its body to blend into its surroundings. When the creature spots its prey, it starts to behave erratic. When it's in a weakened state, its ability to camouflage itself is greatly reduced. To compensate for the loss of its defense mechanism, parts of its skin will become extremely hard, making it difficult to harm with conventional weapons.
It's convenient they had a place big enough for it to slither around where it could be electrocuted.
Yeah.
Chris's file. Chris Redfield began his military career as a pilot in the United States Air Force. That explains why he can fly a plane. His unwillingness to compromise brought him into direct conflict with his superiors. Unable to settle these differences, Chris retired from the Air Force. He was then scouted by Raccoon City Special Forces because of his superior fighting skills and pilot qualifications. After what came to be known as the Mansion Incident on the outskirts of Raccoon City, Chris set off on his own to stop Umbrella and make the world aware of the threat of bioweapons. What is the Mansion Incident?
Resident Evil 1.
Which is, I've not played Resident Evil 1.
Yeah, it's just the entire gang is considered the Mansion incident.
Following Umbrella's dissolution in 2003, Chris decided to join the BSAA and continue the fight. This brought him to Africa in 2009 and into direct conflict with his former boss, Albert Wesker. Wait, he used to work for Wesker?
Yes. Wesker was the head of STARS.
Chris killed Albert during the operation, and he was finally able to put to rest all the ghosts of Umbrella in Raccoon City. In 2012, during an operation in Adonia, all his BSAA soldiers except for Piers Nivens are turned into bows. Chris suffered from head trauma that led to amnesia, and it wasn't until 6 months later that Piers was able to find him again.
Chris Redfield and Leon Kennedy work for two different organizations and have no reason to interact with each other, but they do share one connection: Chris's sister Claire. Following the Mansion incident in 1998, Chris set out for Europe on his own, determined to bring down Umbrella. Before he left, he neglected to inform Claire as to his whereabouts, so she came to Raccoon City to find him. There she met Leon, and together they fought their way out of the horrors of Raccoon City. Claire was then reunited with Chris on Rockfort Island. She loves and respects her brother and considers Leon a trusted friend. With Claire as a mutual contact, it would only be a matter of time before the two met. Although the interactions between the respective organizations are highly restricted, when they finally met, both were able to understand each other's deep convictions, particularly those related to the eradication of bioorganic weapons.
Neo-Umbrella. In Adonia, Chris and his BSAA team fell into a trap set by Ada Wong. She used the C virus to turn his team into BOWs. As the leader of Neo-Umbrella, Ada brought the C virus that had been developed in China to the Civil War in Adonia, where she secretly gave it to the insurgents to administer to its mercenary fighters. The mercenaries then mutated into creatures known as Juabo, and she gathered the data on their transformation. Chris has spent most of his life fighting the pharmaceutical company Umbrella, almost losing it on numerous occasions. It is not hard to imagine what he thought when he first heard the name Neo-Umbrella. Why Ada named her organization such is a question only she can answer, which I am willing to bet we will find out in one of the emblems from Ada's campaign.
From the files of Neo-Umbrella to all Neo-Umbrella staff at 23:29 today, our leader Ada Wong's vital signs ceased. At the same time, Plan D was shown to have been activated. All personnel in our Far East facilities are urged to head to one of the predetermined safety zones. This emergency notice is for all human staff and not Wabo test subjects. Or Yavo. I'm going to call them Yavo. I'm going to call them something different.
I've been calling them Juabo. That's what I've been calling them.
Okay.
I think the accent mark is supposed to be like for a U sound. I think it's supposed to be Juabo, because that's how Sherry pronounces it.
An emergency cable will be sent to the underwater facility once Plan D is in fully motion.
Is fully in motion. Yeah. How'd that go? Oh my god. Piers' file. All the men in Piers Niven's family have been in the military, going all the way back to his great-grandfather. For as long as he could remember, Piers wanted to follow in his father's footsteps. He graduated at the top of his class from an elite military academy where he was highly recognized for his skills as a sniper. Following graduation, he joined the Army Special Forces. Not long after joining the Special Forces, he became disillusioned. While he continued to participate in his drills without a hitch, he yearned for some greater calling, a reason for all his training. In 2010, he found that calling when Chris Redfield, impressed with Piers' sniper skills, asked him to join the BSAA. Piers was impressed with the way Chris ran Alpha Team. He treated them like a family and not like expendable soldiers. Chris, for his part, knew he couldn't be a field agent forever, which is why he recruited Piers. Chris believes the future of BSAA lies with talented individuals like Piers, and Piers, for his part, now has a cause worth fighting for.
Chris and Albert.
Oh boy.
Chris Redfield and Albert Wesker, Jake Mueller's father, have a history that goes back to when the two were on the same STARS team and encountered the world's first known BOWs during the Mansion incident in 1998. It turned out later that this accident was engineered by Albert, who was working for Umbrella. As a result, Chris lost many good friends and colleagues. Chris set out to stop Umbrella and prevent the spread of BOWs, which led him into conflict with Albert on numerous occasions. In 2009, Chris found himself in Africa as he attempted to stop Albert from murdering a majority of the planet's population. During the battle, Albert mutated himself into a BOW, but he was killed thanks to Chris and that black chick.
And his partner, Shiva? Shiva, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that was Resident Evil 5.
Yes. Shiva's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of playthrough of that, and I heard that Chris is infinitely more buff in that game than this one.
Yeah. Thankfully, Albert's plans for global genocide were never realized.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Also, he turned into, like, a ship. It's weird.
This is weird. Underwater facility. Neo Umbrella's deep-sea research facility was built so the group could have a secret location to create BOWs. Teams of scientists extracted magma from below the ocean floor to find bacteria and microbes that could thrive in such extreme conditions, and then added their traits to the sea virus to give life to powerful BOWs. Where Neo Umbrella found the financial backing to construct such an august facility remains unknown. Well, considering who Carla is close to, or was close to, cough cough Simmons.
Cough cough.
That thing that we killed. That big thing.
House is a gigantic BOW, the ultimate weapon created by Neo Umbrella, at its underwater facility.
It's
the creature
Chaos?
has translucent skin, making humanoid bone structures and internal organs visible to the naked eye. In addition, there are also gas-producing organs that secrete a gas that turns humans into zombies.
Wait. Oh, I was about to say, how come Chris did not turn into a zombie then? Like, was that thing not giving off gas the entire time?
Nope. This gas
odd.
is thousands of times more concentrated than the peotexas, and its potential infection radius is just as exponentially wide. Should it ever reach the surface, it would follow its programming and continue to divide and multiply. In only a few days, these house creatures would contaminate the entire planet. In the event of Neo Umbrella's death, the host creature would still be released. However, depending on when that occurred, there is a possibility that the creature could be released at an incomplete stage of development. So I'm guessing that's why it didn't gas us.
Yeah, we got lucky. So the Lepotitsa is the gas, ugly, gross thing in the cathedral in Leon's campaign.
Yeah.
Ugh. That thing makes me cringe when I think about it. Okay, so what about all these pictures? Oh wait, we can just look at these?
Oh, there are, yeah, they're like...
They're figurines?
Models. Yeah.
Well, let's look at them all. Just because... Huh.
Some of them you can even, like, switch what action they're doing. You can have them play voices.
We're taking you back, Captain. We're taking you back, Captain.
What does turn off UI mean?
That's like the instructions and stuff. user interface is technically what UI stands for. So it gets rid of all the buttons and stuff so that you can just see the model.
Oh, wow.
Press it again if you want it back.
Home or N to switch? What does that mean? Oh, okay. I see what that does. Okay. So home and page down are what I need to use here. So let's look at Chris again. I think home and do the different poses, I think.
Yeah.
I just need to keep hitting home instead of... So I guess Chris doesn't get to see... I don't get to see Chris in the car. Nope, I just get to see him in his 2 different outfits.
Yeah, but remember, you can play voice samples.
Yeah, I did. I saw that. Piers has one of him in like falling off a motorcycle while shooting.
Yeah.
Taking you back, Captain.
I think they just say the same thing. Alright. Next one is the Ogre Man. Ugh. You got any poses? Nope, you do not. Next up. Gnezdo. Oh, it's the Bugman!
Hey, bug women.
Ugh. Wait, no, that is straight up a bug woman. I see boobs there.
Yep.
Chris and Leon, ooh. Hi, Leon. The Napod, ugh, this thing, yep. Beating itself like a gorilla. That's what Finn turned into.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Finn. Ugh! Okay, the model does not make the teeth look nearly as horrifying.
Yeah, well, I mean, the horrifying part was they were moving.
Yeah. It's freaking... That is actually a really cool looking model, though.
Yeah.
Like, that is a really cool model. Chris Redfield rare. With a knife. He's got a knife.
Yep.
Rasclap Punch. Oh, this thing! Oh god. Don't play the voice. No, don't play the voice. Chaos. Oof. That is yeah, that looks incomplete.
Just a little.
Jake Mueller, wait, why is this a thing in Chris's campaign?
I don't know.
Let me back up. Was that actually a thing for Chris's campaign?
I don't know.
Nope. Jake's not in this. It must have been the next one. Okay. Well, we've done all of Chris's stuff. And we'll be back in a second to go over Jake's stuff, but it's only going to be a second for you guys. For us, it's probably going to be a good 4 to 5 days.
Yeah.
Because
Stuff.
people need sleep. So.
And study.
And study. And I need to play Kingdom Hearts Union because I have an addiction problem.
Yeah, you should probably see a professional about that. A professional Kingdom Hearts Union player.
So basically I need to talk to Sonic. I think he's like level 120 or something, or 170. I don't remember what level he is.
Ooh.
Anyways, see you guys in a few minutes.